Jordan the Tattooed Stitcher, back for another cross-stitching update. It has been 2 weeks since my last video. I've gotten up to a lot of fun things I'm really excited to show today. I hope the lighting is decent. It's very cloudy and it's supposed to rain today. But I do my best picking the best lighting for you all to see the colors accurately. I hope everyone has had a great 2 weeks. I've had a very busy but fun 2 weeks, and I'm just going to dive straight into what I've been up to. I have done some foley finishing, so I will start with my framed piece. I finally got Anne Morrison from Hands Across the Sea put into her frame. What is that? I wasn't sure which direction I wanted to go with the frame on this piece just because she's so many colors. And I don't typically frame my everyday pieces in black. And then I saw this kind of teal blue colored frame and thought it might bring some attention to the very light blue that ghosts a bit on this fabric. And I just love the way that it turned out. It's so pretty. Now it's all stretched and you can see all the Algerian eyelets. I did count how many Algerian eyelets were in this piece, and it was upwards of 450 or between 400 and 450. I can't remember. It was upwards of 400 for sure. There are a lot. But it's so pretty, and I have loved this project for many years, and I was so grateful to have had the opportunity to stitch her. I laced and frame, like I did all the lacing on the needlework myself. These single stitch borders are so finicky to get straight. I do my best, but it's like you shift a little here and it gets ruined here. You know, it's just, I just don't have the patience to sit there and do it for an hour either. So it's just going on my wall, and I don't mind that it's not perfect. But I am very excited to have her framed. So pretty. So there is Anne. I also finished a bunch of pillows. The first pillow I finished is 1824 House from Chessie and Me. The model is stitched into a pillow, but it's a lot more busy. There's like little stars kind of stitched throughout, and there's initials and a year, and I didn't bother with any of that. I love the grass. It's all satin stitched. The berry is all Algerian eyelets. The bee skep is satin stitched. Well, there's sawdust stuck to it still. Oh my gosh, come off. I can't get it off. I backed it in this little kind of blue print, and I used Lady Dot Creates Algae. I don't know if this was the called for green. I just know it was green, and it's the only green I had. And then I had these pins just sitting in my little, you know, when you go to retreats, people will give gifts, and I've gotten many pins over the years in retreats, and sometimes the pins just work out good in a little pillow, and I thought these little tulip pins were really cute in it. This is stitched on the called for 36 count Steinbeck from Needle and Flax with all of the called for colors. So there's my first finish. My next finish is with Thy Needle and Thread Spring Delivery. I was given this chart from my friend Jessica, the Sweetwater Stitcher. She stitched hers last year, and I thought it was so dang cute, and she so sweetly sent me the chart to stitch it. It's not perfect. This is where I sewed it closed, but it sits in a bowl with a bunch of other crap, so you can't tell. I finished it in this Riley Blake, Lori Holt large rickrack. It's size large. This is the color Frosting. You get those on Fat Quarter Shop. In the back is this little tulip. I stitched this on 36 count latte from, or is it Milk and Honey? This might be Milk and Honey from Fiber on a Whim with all the called for colors. Just in time for Easter. And then my last pillow finish is Catherine's little sampler from By the Heart Needle Heart. From the Heart Needle Art. I stitched this with all the called for 103 silks on the called for 40 count baked clay from Fox and Rabbit. I was going to frame it originally, but it's really tiny and none of the frames I had were small enough, and I didn't like leaving so much space on a bigger frame. So I just decided to make it a little pillow, and I had this little heart pin in my pillow, another gift from a retreat. And I don't know if I'll leave it there, but I thought it was kind of cute and different. And I just left it bare on the sides. I did not want to put any edge trim. So there's my last pillow finish. And I have a partial finish. I'm still in the process of deciding if this is the route I want to go. But I did finish, this is part of haul. I can't find the chart. Oh, there it is. This was part of my haul, but I got this chart from Market this year, Cherry on Top, from With Thy Needle and Thread. This was one of my favorite releases this year. So when it came a few days after my last video. I kitted it up and started it immediately. And I did finish stitching it. I stitched it on 36 count Harvest Wheat from Color and Cotton with all the called for colors. It's so cute. I had so much fun stitching this one. It's just adorable. And that blue was really fun to work with. So I have it finished on some mat board. I've laced it already. It's not perfect. I don't care. And I have this little cutting board that I got at the end of the season last year from Hobby Lobby. And I thought it could go on this. And I have this Lady Dot Creates pom-pom trim in Sizzle that I thought could go around it and then like tie a ribbon around it or something. But I don't know if I'm loving that. I don't know if I'm loving this finish. So for now, it's just kind of over here because I don't know what to do with it. So it's just over there for now. But that is I think that is all my finishes. I finished stitching Cherry on Top. So let's get into what I worked on. I have worked on a lot of things. So I'll just start with the first one on the list here. I pulled out Maria Ewan from Hands Across the Sea. I just had the desire to work on another one of my big hat projects. My goal was to finish another large motif or another motif on her, and I stitched this humongous flower pot. It's so pretty. It took me 3 days. It's quite big, but it was really fun to stitch. The colors are so pretty. I hope you're seeing it accurately. I should have added a couple more border flowers in, but by the time I finished this thing, I was like, I'm over you. So here's what she looks like now. Still a long ways to go. I'd like to get this side fully finished and then do the middle and then work up this side. So I feel like I get enough space between the matching sides that I'm not like, ugh, I just stitched this. I'm stitching this with the called for 103 silks on 46 count buttermilk from Color and Cotton. There is Maria. I tried something new with my board today. See if it helped me get between projects a little faster. Okay, my next project was a new start. So many of you know, or if you've been here for any amount of time, I have been participating in the, what's her name? Maria Wales Newson Hands Across the Sea Stitch Along on the Friends of Hands Across the Sea Facebook page. So as you will see coming up, I should have put her on the top, but I did not. I've been working on that assignment for March, and I was talking with my friend Christy, who is Crosshatch Quilts, and she is working on this project, which is Elizabeth Stevenson. She was the Queen of the May from 2025. I've had her fully kitted for a while, and I was working on Maria, and I was like, I want to work on another large Hands Across the Sea project, but I want to divide it into assignments. I find that I'm mostly enjoying the assignment stitching for Maria and wanted to do that with another big project, but not on the same pace. Maria is to be finished in 12 months. I don't think I wanted to force myself to do that much work on Elizabeth. So I divided Elizabeth's chart into roughly 24 equal sections. So she should be done, if I keep up with my assignments, she should be done in 2 years, which is very exciting because she's so big and she's beautiful, and her colors, I just kept looking at her sleeve of colors and they're so pink and green and red and spring, and I'm feeling all the spring stitching right now. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Chrissy encouraged me and I'm just going to do it. So I started Elizabeth, and I completed my first month assignment, which was one side of the border. I stitched the top border, and it went so fast, you guys. I stitched it in 2 days. It's very big. She's a big girl, but the colors are so beautiful, and I loved, loved, loved stitching her. I am stitching her on 46 count ballet slippers from Fox and Rabbit, which was a large gifted piece of fabric to me from my friend Audrey, who is Stitch Bead. And I've had it sitting in my stash for a long time, almost a year now, just waiting to start Elizabeth on. And I am very excited to get to my next month's assignment, which I think I will do one of these pots. I have all the pots separated into different assignments. I think I can definitely do one pot a month. So I think I'm going to do a pot next, since I did a bunch of border already. So that was one of my new starts the last 2 weeks. Okay, and another, where is the bag? Okay, so Maria Wales Newson, we were just discussing. The March assignment was this giant section, and it's taken me almost the entire month to do it, but I did finish. I submitted my entry last week and it was accepted, so all is good. I am able to be keeping up with this style. I'm very proud of myself. So she's all ironed and pretty because I had to take a picture of her. I'm stitching her on 46 count lichen from Tabby Cat with all the called for 103s. It's crazy to look at this and be like, that is so much stitching. I can't believe I've done all that already in just 3 months. And not even stitching on her like a lot. This section, this third section took me longer than the first time stitching it, just because it was like approaching burnout. I have stitched this before. It's not as exciting, but it's so beautiful. And I'm so glad to have these 3 sections done. They're the biggest ones. The next ones will be so much easier. Can't wait. So I'm very glad to have finished her and get a little bit of a break from her before I pick up the next section in April. Oh my gosh, it's almost April though. Woo. Okay, I did have another new start. This was another market haul. And that is, I keep calling it Tomato House. It's not Tomato House. It is With Needle and Thread from Brenda Gervais. It was her release that had all the tomatoes. Love it. I started this with Christy Crosshatch Quilts. And I'm stitching this on 36 count, shoot, I think it's called Cream Puff. Oh, here's the tag. 36 count Cream Puff from Color and Cotton. And this is what I've done so far. I haven't done a lot. It's quite big. This is a fat quarter, so I'll only have like that much left of the fat quarter. It's quite a large chart, but it's going to be so pretty. The called for fabric is Legacy from Picture This Plus, but I did not have any. So I decided to use one of my many Color and Cottons. I was going to try to complete the border before I like set it down, but what did I pick up instead? Oh, I wanted to finish Cherry on top, the rabbit. It was staring at me and he was headless and he needed to be finished. So this is where I am for It's Not Tomato House with Needle and Thread. So pretty. It will be pretty, but this is just a boring border for now. But there's my progress on that new start. Just gonna throw them over there. Okay, another whip that I worked on, which was, I think I showed this in my last video, actually. If I did, I'm sorry, I just cannot remember if I did or not. So I'll just show you really quick. I really don't remember. I know it was on a hoop for a little while last week. Oh gosh. Too many things on my lap. Real Comfort from Plum Street Samplers. I'm stitching this in my own conversion of Vicki Clayton silks on 40 count Overcast from Cedar River. I finished the roof across, started and went down the side of the house so I could get to the bottom and complete this side. And now one side of the house is fully enclosed. And then I kept going down. This is the grass, but I ran out of room here. So I started this little quilt star and the grass, and I did these 3 tulips. And that is what I got accomplished on Real Comfort. This border is intense. There's still some stuff I need to go back in and add, like little doodads, like a billion little teeny extra things, but the effect is gorgeous. I love that giant tomato in that basket. So cute. I love this project, I do, but I have a hard time stitching out of season. But which I should be better about, because you know the season comes and I'm like, oh, why didn't I work on this all year? Every time. Oh geez, there goes my board. Okay, we're just gonna set it over there. Oh, where is the chart for this? So why isn't it in there? Okay. I remembered my iPad this time. Okay, this project is called Ducks in the Orchard. I'm stitching this with my friend Rocio. She is Kokohama Stitchery. This is, the picture of the chart is just awful. But that's the chart. Oh, it is by A Gardener's Needle. I'm stitching it with the Vicki Clayton silks on 40 count Dirty U from Games of the Needle. I didn't do a ton, but I was like, it's spring. I feel like I need to pull this project out. So what I did was I finished all of the pairs in this box. I did some more on this duck. There's one color I still need to fill in on the duck. And I did this entire fence with the 2 fence ends and the gate. So just worked in this area here. The fence will go all the way across this way too, and I was just so bored of doing fence. So that's all I got done on this one. But it's all springy and pretty. One more whip. I touched a lot of projects. And this whip was also a new start. I wanted to stitch on another animal cracker, but I'm not starting the new market animal crackers until May. I'm going to do those for Market Mania, hosted by Gem, Stitch and Gem. So I was like, I need another animal cracker to work on in the meantime. And one that has been on the forefront of my mind for a long time now is Henrietta, this chicken. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start the chicken. And I had a perfect size cut of hog bristle in 36 count. And I started her, and I have gotten so much done on her because look how cute she is. Her eyes, though, she's like she's seen some things, you know. She's got trauma, I think. But she's so cute. I finished all of her brown orangish coloring last night, and so now I just have to fill in her feathers and her dress. Her dress is gonna take me a minute because it's very dense, but she's so cute and I love her, and I can't wait to finish her and have her displayed next to my Stacy Nash Spring Chickens pin keep. I think she'll be really cute next to that on my shelf. So that's it. That is everything I've stitched on in the last 2 weeks. Whew. I do have some haul. As I said, I got my market haul from both of the places that I ordered. So let's see. We'll start with, oh gosh. Okay, this is what I got. So I got my market order from 2 different shops. This first shop, I got these charts from Michelle Rudy, who is Farm Girl Dry Goods. I got With Thy Needle and Thread, Where Love Grows. This was the chart that was released for the Shepherd's Bush retreat last year, and I love it, and I was very excited to be able to get that chart. And then, as I said, Cherry on Top, and With Needle and Thread. And then the last one I got from Michelle was Plum Street Samplers, A Worthy Patriot. This is another chart that I have ready to start for Market Mania. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. Vanessa, who is Flame Fingers on Instagram, has stitched a really big chunk of this already, and it is so beautiful. Every time she posts it, I'm just like chomping at the bit to start it. It's gonna be very pretty. And then the second shop that I got a market order from is called, I was hoping that I had her little, oh right, well, you can't really see. It's called Be Beautiful. I wish I could show it better. BEE Beautiful Stitch and Sip and Stitchery, Roscoe, Illinois. I just came across her website like really randomly, but she was offering free shipping on all market orders. So I thought, well, do one of my marker orders through her. Be Beautiful Sip and Stitchery. And she packaged my market order so sweetly. First of all, she put everything in this bag with a little keychain. And it was like wrapped in the cutest pink tissue paper. And she included this like little kit of goodies as a market, like a thank you for ordering stuff from market for her, from her. And I just thought it was really cute. And she has like a punch card. So like for every order or something, you get a certain amount of punches, or however much your order is, you get a certain amount of punches. And then after you fill the card, you get like 15 or 20% off or something. I think that's really cool. So I got all of my Stacy Nash from her. I got all the new animal crackers, which this one is called Pip. And Olive. I am obsessed with this goose. It's taking all of my strength not to start it. And Abigail, the goat. I probably will leave her patriotic because then I can display her every summer. And then I got a Margaret Allardyce from My Sister Sampler. I really loved the checkered here. I thought it was so fun. I don't know why, but that little section with the checkered and the red and the blue and the pink or the red crowns is giving like Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland to me. It's stitched in Glorianas and needlepoint silks. I love NPIs, but I looked at these Glorianas and they're impossible to find. So I might have to do some substituting for those. So that's the order that I got from Be Beautiful Sip and Stitchery. And then I had a sweet friend shopping for her shop at market, and she bought some fabrics. She did a little shopping for me, bought some fabrics and shipped them to me. Fabrics that I had never seen in person, and I really wanted to just like see them and have some for my stash. So what I got was Tabby Cat 46 count. This is called Pamplemousse. Pamplemousse. I'm not sure how you say it. Pamplemousse. It is the most beautiful kind of pale purpley. It's not showing up as dark in the camera. Like it's a little, I don't know how to even make it darker. It's slightly darker than you're seeing. It's so pretty. It's very soft. I don't know what I'm going to put on it. I had a thought of maybe putting Molly Stone on it. Ooh, that's a bit more accurate to what it looks like. But wouldn't that be fun to put Molly Stone on that? Decisions. So there is that one. And then I also got Tabby Cat 46 count in Shaker Gray. That's pretty true. It reminds me of Mason Linen's Haberdashery Dark. Very similar. Kind of got a greenish gray undertone. Super pretty. I love Tabby Cat fabrics. And then 46 count Tabby Cat in Bow Truckle. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? You know what I was thinking would look really nice on this, other than red samplers, of course? Ann Thomas. Ann Thomas is that one that has the huge bird in the center and the birds in the corners. Potentially. So pretty. So I did get some fabrics from Market. And then, which shop did I order this from? Shoot, I don't remember. I don't remember which shop was offering a Tina Woltman exclusive chart. I can't remember which shop I ordered it from. But they were offering this release from Tina Woltman of Early Workings Cross Stitch. It's called Martha Tucker 1776. It's not a reproduction, but I saw it on Instagram and I immediately ordered it. Something about it, it's like, I love all the borders and I love the color of the house, and then the people, I love the way they look. Oh, I just think it's so pretty. So I had to get it. It's stitched in DMC, Weeks Dye Works, Classic Colorworks, and Gentle Arts. So I got that. And that was all of my haul. So I thought maybe I would show, because I did kit up these 2 animal crackers in preparation for Market Mania. And this is what I've got pulled for now. These are all of the colors for Olive, the goose. And I pulled this piece of 36 count, what is this called? It's a Lakeside Linens. Gosh, I don't remember what it's called. Vintage Meadow Rue, maybe? The white would really pop on it. So this is what I've got pulled for Olive. And then I kitted Pip. I don't think this is all of Pip's colors. I think I'm missing maybe one. And then the called for fabric is actually 40 count Saltbush, but I don't want it to be so tiny. And I had a nice little offcut of 36 count Saltbush. So I'm going to do her on 36 count instead of 40, so that she's just a little bit bigger. So I've got those 2 all ready to go for Market Mania. And then, as I said, I did pull all the threads for this one. Has a lot of colors. Okay, I think I got all of them. Has a lot of colors. I have not pulled a fabric yet. The called for is 36 count Coffee Stain from Cedar River, but I have so much brown colored 36 count, I could easily sub, so I plan to just do that. It's really large. It's tempting to do it on 40, but I know I would hate myself stitching this solid square on 40 count. So I will be doing it on 36. Okay, plans. I plan to keep working on Miss Henrietta until she's done. Let's see, it's gonna be the next time I see you, we will be into April. So it's possible that I will start my second assignment for both of my Hands Across the Sea stitch alongs. That's possible. It's possible I finish the chicken and start another animal cracker. Which one that would be, I'm not sure yet. Maybe the goat, because it's patriotic. So I don't know. That's kind of all the really plans I have. I don't really have plans. And that's fine. It's been really fun to just go where the wind blows me. So, what have I been up to? I have gotten a lot of stitching time, as you can see, which is so great. I feel like I haven't gotten much stitching time, and then the last week got a ton. I've been single parenting it a lot lately. Just husband's work schedule. He's working on a big project and gone a lot. And so I've been single parenting it. And last week was spring break. And we did a lot of fun things. We did mostly taking our scooters to the humongous church parking lot and just running wild in it for hours. I think we spent 2 hours riding scooters and playing at the playground that's right across the street with some friends one day last week. And then I took the kids by ourselves one day, and I just like walked around the humongous parking lot while they all scooted around. And then we did like some baking and movies. What did we watch? A movie, Zootopia 2, which was great. We loved that movie. It was so much fun. I laughed my head off. Maybe I told you we did that. I don't remember, guys. I don't remember. Anyways, we've done a lot of fun. We did a lot of fun things last week, just kind of around our home. And then my parents picked up the kids on Saturday afternoon and took them to the movies. They went and saw the movie Hoppers, the new Disney one. And my husband was working, so I had a wonderful, like my parents picked them up at like noon, 12:30, and they stayed the night over there. And we have never, ever, ever been alone in the house overnight. There's always been one kid with us still. So we had no kids the whole night into like late the next morning. I mean, guys, I was having the greatest day of my life that day. The house was empty. It was clean. I was alone. I stitched all afternoon, all evening. I started a new show. I started the show Castle. It's old. It's an older show. But I'm really into murder mystery kind of shows right now. And Castle reminds me of one of my favorite shows of all time, Bones. It's less disgusting though. Bones is quite disgusting. Just the state they find the bodies in usually. So I started that show, and I was just watching episode after episode, just stitching my heart away. I had Cadbury eggs. It was so great. It was great, especially coming off a week of being all alone with all the kids 24 hours a day. It was the respite I needed. And the kids had so much fun. They went to the movies. They swam in the hot tub. You know, they had good crafts. They had a great time. My husband came home for dinner, and we were like, oh, what the heck do we do? Like, we have no kids here. What do we want? And we're not people that like to go out and eat very often. Like, we just don't. But our little grocery store here actually sells some pretty good sushi. So we went to the grocery store and we got a bunch of different sushi rolls, and they sell pie by the slice in the deli or in the bakery there too. So we each got a slice of pie, and we just feasted on sushi and pie, and we watched a movie, and it was really, really great. I don't remember what I did the week before. I don't think I did anything that weekend because my husband was working again. So yeah, but this last weekend was really great. But we are back to normal life this week, and we've got the double up schedule for dance starting. We have recital in a little over a month. And so now the double up schedule is starting. So I get to take girls to dance practice 4 times a week. They're very excited. They would go to dance every single day. I'm not so excited, especially when I'm doing it all alone. But we will make it through. We will survive. So it's just gotten busy now. Thank you everyone for your suggestions for my son in activities. We haven't taken him to try anything yet. I have tried to get in touch with the owners of one of the Taekwondo studios local to us about a class time he could come try, but I haven't heard anything back yet. He is willing to try a Taekwondo class. I still haven't been able to get in touch with anybody about golf lessons. Boy Scouts was something that was very heavily suggested, and I do love the idea of Boy Scouts. I think you would enjoy that, but there's only one troop near me, and it's through business I know nothing about. It's a church. They're usually through churches. It's through like a Lutheran's church or something. I just don't know anything about it, so I didn't investigate further, but I do think he would like something like that. He likes to be outside, and he likes to do survival kinds of things. So that's no real update there. But yeah, so I had a good last weekend and week. I stitched a lot over spring break. After we would do all of our activities and fun things in the first part of the day. Second part of the day, when everyone's kind of tired, that's when I got my stitching done. And, you know, dinner and everything after the kids went to bed, I got some more stitching done and probably stayed up way too late some of the nights, but it's fine. It's fine. So let's get into some of the shows I've been watching, because I have been watching a lot of shows. Come on, update. Okay. I watched The Immortal Man, which is the Peaky Blinders movie starring Cillian Murphy and others. I have been waiting for this movie to come out for like a year. I know they released it to some theaters. They did not release it in a theater near me, so I had to wait until it was released to Netflix. The day it was released, we watched it that evening. I loved it. I loved being back in the world of Tommy Shelby. It was really sad, some parts. I could not believe some of the people they killed off and some of the things that happened. And when it finished, my husband was like, that did not feel like a movie. It just felt like a really long episode. And I was like, yeah, but I loved it. I loved it. I do plan to watch it again. I have been watching The Pit, which is an ER emergency room drama on HBO. Follows the day shift workers through a whole shift, a 12-hour shift in an ER in Pittsburgh. Right? I think. And it's 4th of July. The day they're working is 4th of July. So it's been so good. It's been a really, really great season. I loved the first season. I'm loving the second. I think there's only 2 episodes left, and I'll be so sad when it's over. But I hate waiting a whole week between episodes. I hate it. I binged the last 2 seasons of Grantchester. I watched this show really fast. There's 4 seasons, and it ended, and I was like, I could have gone for another 2 seasons. Like, it was so good. It's another PBS show. I am totally blanking on the name of the man that it stars. He's been in a ton of things though. And it's just like based in the 50s and 60s, so post World War II. And it's a town, Grantchester, following a local, what are they called? Are they priests, preachers, the callers, Catholic fathers, and a local detective as they solve crimes together. And it was so good. It was so good. I loved it. I love PBS shows. There are so many good ones, and they're just ones that I can have on the TV, and the kids, if they're watching, it's not like I have to, oh my gosh, don't pause, you know, kids are watching. They can watch it and it's fine. And I love when I can find shows like that. And then a show that I watched in 2 days was Scarpetta. It was another murder mystery drama, whodunit thriller kind of a show. There's only 1 season out right now. But I did read that they are filming a 2nd season. It was renewed for a 2nd season before the first one even was released. But it's starring Nicole Kidman and Jamie Lee Curtis. And I can't remember the guys' names. The one guy is from The Mentalist. Do you remember that show forever ago? It is so good. It was really creepy too. I don't know. It was like, it's like thriller, murder, mystery, drama, whatever. She's a forensic detective. Dr. Scarpetta. And it's just like one of those whodunits, you know, and then you find out who done it and you're like, what? No way. It was really good. I could only watch it at night though, because it is very swear word heavy. So I had to wait till the kids were, you know, in bed to watch it. And so I was I was watching Scarpetta last week at night, and then I would go to bed and I was reading a murder mystery called His and Hers by Alice Feeney. So I was watching murdery show, reading murdery book, and I was really creeping myself out some nights. We have, you know, all the security cameras, all the security things for the house, but I was just like really creeped myself out a couple of the nights. And I was like, probably not the best things to watch and read when you're alone. But I loved the show. It was so good. Somebody suggested it in my comments last video, and I think I started it 2 days after I finished Grantchester or something. It was really, really good. And then my husband and I had a movie night the night the kids were gone, and we watched Fackham Hall on HBO. I'm pretty sure it was HBO. Starring Damian Lewis, and I think that's the only name that I recognized in this show. But we didn't know what it was about. We had no idea. It just said it was like supposed to be a comedy and like a murder mystery, like comedy show. And so we started it, and like as I was going through the show, it was probably 20 minutes in, I was like, wow, well, this feels like Downton Abbey, but like a spoof. And so I looked it up, and it's a spoof on Downton Abbey. It's a comedy, but oh my gosh, it has been so long since I have laughed that hard and that much throughout a movie. It was so funny. And we still keep like bringing up stuff from the movie and talking about it because we just laughed the whole time. It was hilarious. Highly recommend you go watch that if you have HBO. It was really, really good. And then, like I said, I started Castle, which is another crime show that has a lot of seasons, and it's one I can just sail on through. But that's all the shows. I have been reading. I forgot my Kindle, but I have been reading. Like I said, I read His and Hers by Alice Feeney. It's a mystery book and like a mystery thriller. I don't think I've read, I think I've read maybe one mystery before. It was like The Girl in the Window or something. Girl on the Train, that one. That one's like a murder mystery kind of a book. I think that's the only one I've read before. So it's not really my genre that I read, but I really needed something that was totally not what I'd been reading with the Boys of Tommen. I needed something so different. And it was really good. And I guess it's being made into a show for Netflix, or it has been, I'm not sure. But basically it's about, two people, and you're like flipping back and forth from their perspectives throughout this whole book while they solve. One is a news reporter, the female is a news reporter, and the male is a detective solving the murder. And so you're bouncing back and forth between these two, and it's one of these books where it's like, oh my gosh, that's who did it. And then you read another chapter and you're like, well, it can't be them. Like, who the heck is it? And it literally keeps you guessing until the last chapter. I read the last chapter and I was like, are you serious? I never ever would have guessed that's who done it. So I really enjoyed the book, even though I did creep myself out a couple nights. I loved the book. And now I am reading, it's called When the Moon Hatched. I can't remember who it's by. Sarah? I can't remember, but it's called When the Moon Hatched. I forgot that I bought it on a Kindle sale, the Kindle book sale, like, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago. I think I bought it for like $2. And I was like, oh, sure, this one looks like it has good reviews. Forgot I had it. So I was looking through all my Kindle books, trying to decide my next read, and I saw it, and it's a fantasy book, dragons and things, and it's been a while since I read a book like that. So I am only a couple chapters in, 5 or 6 chapters in on that so far. So thoughts on it are TBD. But that is all that I have to show and share today. I hope you all enjoyed it. I will see you in 2 weeks for my next update. Bye.